Hello, and welcome to my late night show, Joy of Working. मेरा नाम जोकर. No, no, not mine. मेरा नाम Chaya Srivatsa. And I welcome you to this show where I talk about my experiences in my working life and all the lovely things that happened during that time. And why did I say Mera Naam Joker? Because today my story is about Raj Kapoor. Yes, the greatest entertainer of Bollywood, a wonderful human being, and he turned out to be a very nice, gentle friend. I went to interview him in the studio where he invited me, uh, where he was editing. I used that, forgot that word. Where he was editing Prem Rog, and his young son, who just recently died, untimely death, poor guy. He was pretty young himself at that time, and he was running around doing all the donkey work. And Rajji started giving me the interview. Every now and then he said, "Excuse me, Professor." Yes, he used to call me Professor because I was teaching. You know, they all had a lot of respect for teachers. Even Ashok Kumarji used to call me Professor. So he said, "Can we continue this tomorrow?" I said, "Okay." So, like this, it went on for 6 different days in different studios. And as we met again and again and again, we got to know each other as two individuals, not as a superstar and an independent journalist. He would call me up and ask me, "Do you want to listen to a music recording?" Yes. He would call me to Thardev Studios, small little studio, where Lataji Didi, she was recording Sun Saiba Sun, Pyar Ki Dun. You remember that song from Ganga Teri Maili? Ram Teri Ganga Teri Maili? And Ravindra Jain was sitting at the carousel. Next to him was Rajji and me all huddled up because the studio is a small little place. And the Nightingale, just one shot, she finished that song. No retake, nothing. She did it and she went away. I asked Rajji, "Who's going to be the heroine of this movie?" He said, "Dhoond raha hu." Not yet decided. "Who's going to be the mother?" I asked him. "Kyun? Banna hai kya?" I said, "Haan," and forgot about it. Couple of months later, see, at that time there was no smartphone, mobile, nothing. In the night, my landline rang at 9 o'clock in the night. And there was this operator who said, "Madam ji, आपको Moscow से phone आया है." I said, "Who calls me from Moscow of all people?" Rajji came on the line and he said, "Acha, Chaya ji, tomorrow go to the RK studio for a screen test for the mother's role." Ha ha! And I have just sent my new camera. You're going to be the first person who's going to be filmed on that. I just couldn't believe my ears. The next day I went, I took my older son Arjun with me because it was in the evening and it was in Chembur and I'm in Kolaba. One thing about my husband, never came anywhere with me, but he made sure that either of the boys would chaperone me. Okay? So we went. And there was this beautiful sari that Tanuja wore in Prem Rog that was kept for me. The blouse, the tailor was there to tighten up the sleeves after I wore it. The hairdresser put my hair up in a beautiful bouffant, whatever you call it. There was a jewelry kept on a, jewelry, whatever, artificial, whatever it is. I've never been dressed like this before. And all dressed up, I had to walk down the staircase and say, "Beta, tu kitna patla ho gaya hai?" When Chimpu Kapoor comes in. That was the shot they were going to shoot on that new camera which came from Moscow. A coconut was broken, and I had to walk down the staircase and say that. What an experience! I didn't get the role. Geeta Kak did that role. But later, when I met him, I said, Raji, why didn't you take me for that role? He said, तो अपने बेटों की माँ नहीं दिखती है तो मेरे बेटे का कैसे दिखोगी? You don't look like a mother of your own sons? How will you look like a mother of mine? So why did you give me a screen test? Because I saw the chamak in your eyes when you asked me, have you looked for a mother? I wanted to give you an experience. Who do you think will do a thing like this? Only a perfect human being, isn't it? To indulge me like this? And it must have costed him quite a bit to arrange for that screen test. You know, the tailor, the jeweler, the hairdresser, the makeup art, everyone, just to say, I saw the chamak in your eyes. Later, I wrote this article for Savvy. Then one day I was just telling him about what wonderful times you people have in your holy festival, because I used to read about them. Aana hai kya? So he invited me to RK Studio for the Holi. I was just sitting there alone and watching everybody. I still remember Sitara Devi dancing there. Whoa, what a dancer. I think she's no more now, but what a dancer. I was, mesmerized looking at everybody. And all these boys, Rishi Kapoor and his Chimpu Kapoor, all of them were much younger. All of them, jumping into the pool full of colors and all that. And Kareena Kapoor and Karishma, they were little girls like little fairies, wearing, those frilly frocks and beautifully hair tied up with ribbons. And it was such a morning, believe me. And you know what he did just before lunch was announced? He comes and taps me on my shoulder and says, vegetarian, wahan pe rakha hai. Those little things also he would remember. In that huge place with so many guests, he remembered I'm a vegetarian. Only a good human being can do that. I don't want to make this very long, but I can't finish it without giving you some more instances of this good human being's activities. So I'll be with you again tomorrow with the last segment for this series on Yesteryear Stars. And signing it off with Raj Kapoor himself. So I'll be with you tomorrow. Till then, Mera naam Joker. See you. Bye.